What the hell?
Tangled in a web, I call it life inside my head, becoming blurred by so much said. I'm in too deep waters I tread, can't catch my breath. A shadow chasing me, a game of hide and seek. Found they'll have a
All right. Well, there's a little flub up there at the beginning there. But hey, welcome everyone to another edition of Deconversion Stories. Today, Mikey and I have the pleasure of chatting with my friend Raj here, who's also known as Call Me Atheist, as his YouTube channel will point that out, which I have linked below. Also, his X or Twitter or whatever the fuck you want to call it profile is there as well if you want to
Dumpster
stalk
fire.
him on. Yes. I some interesting news. I got a message from Lloyd
Lego?
Evans, who no, not like Lloyd Evans, who you guys may or may not know. He does the John Cedars channel, XJW. He's been on the show before, and he is off of Twitter officially now. So he sent me his phone number and email so I can stay in touch with him and whatnot, because he's great people. Anyways, welcome to the show, Raj. It's great to have you here, man, and I love that mask.
Thank you for having me and giving me the opportunity to be on your channel. I'm honored, and yeah, I like my mask as well.
It reminds me of Squid Game a little bit, remember? Because it kind of had like the little digital thing.
Yeah.
Well, you gave me the opportunity to be on your channel, so I'm only, swinging the other way this time, back to you, sort of thing, so you can come on here.
Yeah.
By the way, he'd probably be a good guest too.
Hello, mic check. Hello.
Family friendly show. This one.
You mean Mikey check?
Yeah. No.
It's weird because I got the show playing on my media pad here, my little Galaxy thing, and it's weird because it's behind, right? So I see all the shit that happens afterwards. But it's just an easier way for me to interact with the crowd rather than having to do it here. So that's what we're doing. Anyways, Raj, once again, thank you, man, for being here. And what we do here is we chat with folks who have found their way free from their previous belief system. So we kind of like folks to tell us that story, how that went. So you go back to the days when you were a believer and the sorts of things that started happening, the questions that popped up that people couldn't answer that kind of led you out of being a believer.
Yes. Once upon a time, I used to believe in a million odd gods. Everything had a god. And then what happened? I started work. Well, I work in IT, and I work in a firm which deals with international people. So, your colleagues becomes your friends. And then I was talking to one of my friends, we'll call him Rob for this conversation.
Sure.
And we started getting into this religious conversation. And then he said he watched the show called The Atheist Experience.
Oh boy.
The dreaded show. And I'm like, okay, what's it about? And he said they talk about being an atheist. And like, what the fuck's an atheist? And
you didn't even know what one was?
I didn't know what it was either.
I'm from India, right? We have a different word for it called Nastik, and this word doesn't fly in India. So they say atheist experience, and I just thought, random show on the internet, right? And then he said, why didn't you watch some of the clips? And then there was conversations between like two people, and then the Christian people trying to prove why there's a God, and then the other people trying to say that there's no God. And I'm like, why should I listen to it? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So Rob pointed out to me, why do you think there is a God? And I'm like, you're talking about the Christian God. It's obvious. Like, Earth is not 6,000 years old, and They
Right.
say that this is it, and like we've got fossil fuel and all that stuff. I mean, I ride a car, so for the dinosaurs are traveling in my tank. So
That's just before you continue. That is a common misnomer.
oh,
It's not dinosaurs that are used for oils and stuff like that. There may be a small percentage. It's mostly actually plant life, like algae and stuff like that.
'Twas the Carboniferous period.
And now we're having carbon taxes.
Exactly. So, it's the same carbon. All the big crazy ferns. Yeah, that's what we're burning and putting into the atmosphere, unfortunately.
That's right.
We need
Anyways, yeah, so I just thought I'd point that out too. So
no, thanks for clarifying. And next time I won't say this joke because it went flat.
Oops, my bad.
That's all right, man. I'm here to learn, right?
Sorry.
Yeah, and then Rob asked me that, why do you believe in million other gods? And then I'm like, I tried to think, and then the Mac laptops have this ball rotating, and you can't.
The loading.
Yeah, loading, and then it kept loading, and I just because in IT you have to be very specific, and I never really thought about this before. So,
by the way, my favorite is Hanuman.
Yeah, mine too. I actually like it. I used to love watching his shows because he's like the first superhero in India, right?
Yeah, technically,
and he ate the sun for like I don't know how long.
That's spicy.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, spicy. And spicy.
That's way hotter than like a ghost chili pepper. Way hotter.
Yeah, it is quite hot. And then
7 billion on the Scoville scale.
Yeah. So I asked, so he asked me, what do you believe in a God? And I did the most professional answer to him, which was, I'll get back to you. And then I
work appropriate.
Yes, of course. And then I thought about it for a week and stuff. And then at the same time, I was watching, Atheist Experience, and I was thinking, why are they giving so dumb arguments? Come on, you got to believe in. Not even believe, you gotta trust evolution. Like we've got so much proof and all that stuff, right? And so I just started thinking, and then I was watching George Carlin's skit.
Oh yes.
And then how you start watching this stuff and YouTube infects your homepage with all those critical thinking things. And so for partial reason, YouTube made me an atheist as well, I suppose. And so he said, like, tell people there's an invisible being in the sky and people will believe you. But if you tell them the paint is wet, you have to touch it to believe it. That kind of ringed a bell. And I'm like, oh, shit. Why do I believe in a God? Because I actually don't know. And I don't have a reason for it. So, I was like, wow, that's really, really awkward. And then again, I spoke to Rob after a month, and he asked me, oh, did you have a chance to think about it? And I'm like, I did. And you're an asshole. But
curse you.
Yeah. And then I'm like, yeah, he robbed me.
Yeah, that's why he's called. That's how he got his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
innocence.
Exactly. I'm like, I was perfectly happy believing in Hanuman, right? And then
having a good time.
Having a good time. And then he had to challenge my belief. And I think I have compartmentalized my belief system. So I have this religion context, which I'll just keep it safe. And other things where I think really critically about things. It's like, why is this not working on a computer, right? I don't care about if I fixed the thing. I want to know why it broke. And how do I fix it if it happens again? So that's when I started thinking, and I'm like, actually, I just believe in a God because my dad said so. And my parents, they believe in a God, and everybody else around me believes in a God. I actually never seen a God. I've never heard from him. I've seen statues, and we go there and we, bow down. I don't know why. So, it's just like I did have a reason to go to the temple when I was a child because they used to give some sweet stuff after,
Nice.
Oh, hell yeah. They got snacks.
Yeah, exactly. After you
Snacks
finish
is a
the
great
prayer.
reason.
Yeah, as a child, you get sweet stuff, and your parents say, "Yeah, you should have more," because it's a religious sweet, rather than you can't have candy, but this is as good. So I had a very good reason to go to the temple at that time, and
I'm about to go. They still got some snacks over there.
Where's this? Can I get an address?
We're on our way. We heard there was free snacks.
Yeah, if you have a visa, you need to get a visa first.
Well, fair enough. But not only that, there's a mom and pop sweets shop just down the road from me, a nice little Indian couple that makes phenomenal food there, and I eat there a lot. And I always bring home a box of the sweets because they're so bloody addictive.
Wow,
Yeah,
nice.
it is. Other than that, caffeine is a good drug.
Nice that you guys get Indian candy. No one brings any for Mikey. Guess I'll just eat my hopes and dreams.
There's got to be a place near you somewhere, dude.
Yeah. Indians are everywhere, man. We pop out babies every now and then.
It's true, but they live in the rich neighborhood, and I can't be over there. I can't go to their shops. They want $100 for a candy bar. They're too rich over there.
When there is a will, there is a way.
I'd like all the free samples put into one bar, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Jellies and everything mixed together.
So that is in a nutshell my story. It's like I thought about it, couldn't make sense of it, and then decided, oh well, let's see how it goes. And yeah, now I'm an atheist.
And here you are making atheist content on YouTube like us. And I got to say, after being on your show, what in the hell is that? My work phone's going off for some reason. And I don't know who it is. Apparently it's somebody named Brit Columbia. I don't know who the hell that is. Bye.
Turn that
just answered it and then hung up.
The whole city's calling you.
Yeah, right. The province is calling me. What the hell? What do you want, British Columbia?
It's the mayor. We need your help.
You have sinned.
Yeah, it's God. God lives in fucking BC.
Wouldn't surprise me,
unlisted number. That's funny.
No. So you figured that it was YouTube that helped you down that road, or your buddy pointing to something like the atheist experience. Were you struggling with the stuff when you first started watching this stuff? Like, did it make you sort of like, were you having any like cognitive dissonance or anything like that?
No, actually, because as I said, I was watching mostly Christian callers on Atheist Experience. And you know how in religion it is, my God's the right God and your God, well, you just suck eggs. So
suck eggs? What?
I don't know, man. I just heard it randomly. I'm saying it.
I like it.
Random shit. So I didn't really feel any cognitive dissonance because I wasn't in favor of Christianity. When I say in favor, I mean I didn't really believe in Christianity. But it was when I heard that skit from George Carlin and then started to think about it. I think that month, the whole month, was I'm trying to think every time that I went to the temple and I wasted money. Because in India, when you go to a temple, you pay somewhat money. It's not mandatory, but it's strongly encouraged, or it's just seen as a right thing to do and almost a peer pressure. So that's why I just did it. And that's what happened. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Because I started thinking about the struggles and stuff. So it was really struggling, and I did not want it to leave God, believe it or not, because leaving God would mean I have to change all of my lifestyle. All of my relatives believe in a God, and when you don't think about it, you don't think that, oh, I'm not doing much God work, because I would say that I wasn't very religious because I didn't go to the temples often enough. But when you start to actually think about it, I spent so much time believing in a God, and I thought I wasn't. Like, you pray at a certain time, you wake up, you see a temple, you bow down, and then
it's like subconscious kind of thing.
Yeah. And then I started to calculate, and like, let's just calculate how much money I've actually spent in the last week on a god. And I spent about 500 rupees, which is cheap as if you compare it. But it's a big chunk from my salary, right? Because these 500, I didn't have to do it. To put it in context, I can had really good 5 meals out of 500 rupees.
Right.
Yeah. So, and I can, so I spend all of that.
603 American.
603 American. Yeah.
500 rupees is $6.03.
Mm-hmm.
Really? And you can have 5 meals on 500
That's what I'm
rupees?
saying. It's different over there. They can actually feed their people. We over here.
Yeah.
It's $20 per person if you want DoorDash. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, I know, you rich bastards.
We don't want to pay that much.
We don't want to pay. Yeah, no, like seriously.
Yeah.
And things just keep going up and up here too, right?
It's not getting cheaper at all.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm talking like 5 years ago. The prices have gone slightly up as well, and due to COVID, it kind of had a rolling effect. But let's just say 4 good meals instead of 5. So
Awesome.
yeah, so I decided like I'll think for another couple of months because I didn't want to leave my God. What if I don't go to heaven, and what if the God will say like, fuck you and all that stuff?
Psych,
And,
get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a real pain that I have to. I was struggling that because all of my family believes in a God, right?
Thanks, Patrick.
And then, thanks, Patrick.
You're the
All
best.
of my family believe in a God, and then all of my relationships that I have, they all believe in a God. It's something that we bond together with. If I go away from it, and then I start to criticize it, I'll be in trouble because they're gonna think that I started believing in a devil. I would have think that I've started to believe in a devil if somebody would have called me an atheist at that time.
I got a question.
Yes.
So I know it's like this with Christianity, where if you're not part of whatever branch that they're part of, you're automatic. If you're doing anything else, you're automatically doing it's devil worship. Like it automatically goes to Satan. Like they never go like, oh, you went from Christianity to Islam. It's always Jesus to the devil. There is no in between.
Yes.
And I also wanted to ask, what was the name of the I have a million gods religion? Like, is there a name for it, or
it's Hinduism? No,
I didn't hear that. That's what I was asking.
The religion is called Hinduism.
Okay.
And yeah, interestingly, the name Satan is quite similar to what we say in Hindi, which is Shaitan.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a similar sounding name.
One it means something completely different in the English language. Shaitan.
Oh, what does it mean?
Past tense pooped.
I mean, if you're into that kind of thing, no kink shaming, but hey.
Well, why is it past tense? That's the part that's crazy, right?
I don't know.
English is a weird language, man.
I hate it.
Oh, indeed.
I hate it.
Indeed.
It's the worst.
It's just got 26 alphabets, so it's not got enough words to explain things. It's just like if you want to explain an ant, it's just an ant, a fire ant, a bullet ant. There's no separate word for these.
Yeah, we can't be bothered to, distinguish. We'll just make the word longer. We'll just add more words to it as opposed to making a different word.
That would be descriptive.
Yeah, that would be helpful or smart, but English.
Well,
boo.
We could definitely tell that a bullet ant is much, much different than a carpenter ant.
You can feel the difference.
Oh, yeah.
If you didn't know the difference, you feel the difference. Put your finger in there. That's how you can tell the difference.
You're speaking from experience.
No, I watched that Coyote Johnson Peterson. Yeah, that motherfucker is crazy.
Brave Wilderness.
Yeah. Oh, getting stung by scorpions on purpose and shit. Oh, hell no.
He did this the bug sting scale or whatever, and apparently one of the worst ones is the tarantula hawk, and
that's like a wasp, right?
Yeah,
and, fuck that thing.
The giant Asian hornet was another one, and of course the bullet ant and the cow killer.
Yeah,
which is like fuck, dude.
So what was he trying to prove?
He's just trying to experience it so he could tell people what it was like to be stung by something like that.
Yeah, he wanted overall to make like a pain scale for each one of these animals, and he's got his reaction documented so that, like, I guess for medical purpose, like I guess somebody could maybe study what happened with him and use it for something, but for himself, for his channel, I guess.
Okay, I'm glad he didn't. Sorry.
The thing that concerns me most about Coyote is his prime target audience is kids. So I don't know. I don't want kids running around getting stung by everything just to see what it's experience.
Well, I never know. They looked at his face. I mean, if they finish the video, I'm pretty sure they're not.
That's true, but some, aren't so smart, right? So they might go out there and then have some sort of reaction to the
Neil, would you have tried it and been Coyote?
Oh, yourself? Fuck no. I've been stung. I've been stung before. No, hell no. And it was just a yellow jacket, and that was bad enough. Yeah, I felt like cutting my thumb off.
I don't even like getting pinched.
Yeah. Little crawfish get me on the thumb. I used to have a little turtle, and he would just do little bites. There's little stuff like, I thought my life was ending. This little turtle's head was like the size of like 3 Tic Tacs glued together, and I just thought I was gonna die.
Oh.
But I was small.
Yeah. Was it a snapping turtle?
No, a red-eared slider, the most tame, boring, and it was a baby. It was a little turtle.
Oh.
Should have gave it some mutagen.
Well, they didn't have any green ooze at the pet store.
They didn't have, okay.
But if they did,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Oh man, that'd be so cool to have my own Ninja Turtle. So
because that's what they were apparently.
So it sounds like you kind of just tried to put reason onto your religion, and it didn't fit. So the religion went away. Why do you think when instead of that cognitive dissonance kicking in, how do you think you were able to kind of like eject it away from you?
Well, I think what happened is I decided that I will try to see the world without God for like a month or two and see if it actually makes a difference in my life. Because I was thinking if I leave to God.
Interesting tactic.
Yeah. It's like if
you
I
experimented.
leave to God. Oh, yeah. Like that's what we do for work, right? You got to take it professionally.
Troubleshoot it.
Yeah, troubleshoot it. And then I said, because I've been thinking all of this, and it was just looping in my mind. It's like, this isn't right because this is right, and all that bollocks. So I decided, okay, just think of the world as it is for 2 months and then see what happens. And in those 2 months, I've realized that how much I actually used to worship to God and stuff. And I wasn't doing it. So it's given me some extra time to do something else, right? Which I perfectly use for sleeping because I always want to catch up with my sleep. And yeah, it is. And then it worked fine. And then I'm like, well, let's just stretch it out for another 3-4 months, because I didn't think that God really helped me in those 2 months, or actually gave me trouble, because I was doing really well in my life at that time, job wise and all that stuff. So I decided I'll do it for another 3-4 months, and then like, well, actually I don't need a God, and then just walk on that path. Started to listen to more content, atheist content like yourself, and Truth Wanted. That was another good one. And then I landed on Anthony Magnabosco's. I really like his straight epistemology style. And then just the way he questions, and he was asking, I think there was a guy in Truth Wanted, I forgot his name, who was Dan. He was on Anthony Magnabosco's.
Yep, he's one of Anthony's, like, way in the begining stages.
Yes.
He credits Anthony for starting his path out of it.
Oh, nice. Yes. Dan. Because I was like watching Truth Wanted, and I'm like, wait a minute, I've seen this guy somewhere. And then just went to those videos and like, oh shit, he was a believer like me.
Yeah.
And you start to relate these things, and when you zoom out of every religion, you see, actually, if you look at the base level, my arguments for believing in a God is almost same as why people in Christianity believe in a God.
Yeah, of course.
Islam and stuff is because they feel right, and because it's the community, it gives them identity.
It's also what you were raised in. It doesn't matter what the story behind it is if you're raised in
Yes.
something, that becomes your belief system because of your surroundings.
And then the interesting bit about the Hanuman, because it's my favorite god, he ate the sun when he was a child, right? So he went and his mouth become big enough to fit the whole sun in his mouth, right? So he would have definitely been bigger than the Earth, right? I'm
Oh, yeah.
assuming. I don't know much. And then he flew, and there was no wind and all that, so he flew to the sun, put it in his mouth. At that time, the solar system should be fucked. I don't know
Yes.
how else to put it. Like it was flying every planet off.
He should be fucked trying to eat the sun.
Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't be having this conversation if that thing happened.
Yes.
Anyways, so he went to sun, and then there's a god called Indra who hit him with some weapon, and then he fell back on Earth. So he has zoomed. Sorry, he become really big that he can fit in the Earth. Sorry, fit in the sun, and then he kind of shrunk down, and he traveled whatever the distance between the sun and the Earth is. And while he was traveling back, he was shrinking down enough so he can fit in a little palace.
Nice.
And,
well, that's convenient.
And he landed on Earth. He could have landed anywhere on Earth. Water, Pacific Ocean, Canada, I don't know, UK,
More
wherever.
likely he'd land in the water, actually.
Yeah.
But he landed in India at the same place where he started.
That's
India is a fucking huge country.
That's divine. That's proof of divinity. No one could just land in that same spot.
He's done better landing than the aircrafts.
Right. He's better than SpaceX.
Yeah, exactly. And then he just landed, and it's fine after he was woken up by other people, and then they gave him more boons, and then you can fuck more people or do this shit and all that stuff. So it just got me thinking. I still think those shows that I watched when growing up, if I think of it as a magical shows, fantasy shows and stuff, great show. If you think of it as reality, then that's the problem. So
yeah, well, clearly, because some of the stuff that happens in these shows is definitely not possible in reality. So,
yeah, so
yep,
I'm an atheist, and with the YouTube stuff, I actually tried to Google some stuff. I thought, oh, maybe there's some Indian YouTubers who's doing it. I think their channel names aren't called have the name atheist in it, so I wasn't able to track down. Pale Blue Thoughts is a good channel that
Pale Blue Dot, yeah.
Pale Blue Thoughts is
is
a Indian YouTuber. Anand, who I had an interview with as well. It's a good channel. So yeah, it was nice to be able to talk to different people, and I got opportunity to talk to Neil, because we are humans on YouTube, right? But when you're watching from the other side, you think, oh wow, these people must be so professional and all that stuff. And then when I started doing it, I'm like, I'm not professional. So yeah, I will not give them the backstage things or how professional we are. I am.
Well, I had a friend of mine from here in Vancouver. His name is Vikram. He came on and shared his deconversion out of Hinduism as well. And he spoke about, even as a kid, he kind of was doubting these multiple deities and stuff like that. So he said that everything sounded like, any other mythology that you would listen to or read about. So he just, at an early age, he kind of considered them to be mythological beings, but he just stuck with it because of family reasons or whatever, which kind of leads me to ask you now, how's your family handle the fact that you don't really believe in this stuff anymore?
Well, I told my dad that I don't think I believe in a God, and he just laughed and went away. It's like
really? That's it.
He was like, you're always trying to be funny, and you shouldn't make jokes like this. And my brother doesn't know. Well, actually, nobody in my family knows that I have this YouTube channel because I live separate to them.
So
I can actually do that and be fine with it. And to be honest, I don't want to talk to them about it unless they wish to talk to me about it, or say it to me. I do try to fit in something. So I recently got something new, and then my dad was saying that you should pray to God and stuff. And I just asked him, like, what will happen and stuff. And then he said, no, but you should do it. It's just a nice thing to do. I didn't do it, and I told him that I'm not going to do it. He did it on my behalf anyways. It makes him feel good. And I don't have to do it. So it's fine. I mean, it all comes down to how things make you feel, right? And he's at this stage that I don't want to talk too much to him about it. And in some cases in my family, I can see that some people clings to the God because that's the only hope they got, right? So it feels really bad and nasty to take that hope away. But I do tell them that, if you want to discuss about your problems and all that, I'm always there. I try to keep the God out of everywhere. Like I recently had a birthday, and then everybody was
happy
like,
belated.
"Oh, thank you." So it went like "God bless you" and all that stuff. Now I can be nasty and say, but I don't believe in it. But then again, I'm trying to understand their sentiments and what they want to say. I don't like to take it away from people. But yeah, if you want to talk to me, I'm all open and stuff. I'm more straight epistemological type person, that I want to get to the root of the problem, just because logic isn't there, right? And attacking something from logic when the logic isn't there, it's not going to work. For some, it might, right?
It's like when people argue over the logic in Star Wars. Like, it's made up, dude. It doesn't matter. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Movie.
The next movie's going to come out and prove both of us wrong anyway, so it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, one of the question I really like, which I think Matt asked, which was, do you care if the things are true?
Right. Does it matter to you if the things you believe are true?
Yes, exactly. And that kind of if a person is open about it, and if says no, it doesn't, then what's the point of talking to them? Because they don't want to talk about it. Right?
It's already a lost battle. So just walk away from that.
And if they want to talk about it, you can just
enjoy.
Yeah. So I'm just like, that's why I want to talk to people who want to talk to me. Yeah.
I have no idea what that means.
Thought money. Oh, because I thought he said pale blue thoughts at first. I was like, thoughts? Oh boy, what kind of channel is it? All right, let me look up this. Oh, thoughts. And then they said tots.
Yes,
so we've been making tots jokes.
Thoughts, not that hoe over theirs.
I was like, they have an interesting take over there in Hinduism. Damn. Never thought about that. The pale blue thoughts get you out of Hinduism in 3 videos. Next up, Meg the Stallion. It's crazy. It probably worked though.
So, Raj, do you think there were specific questions that you saw being asked that kind of led you to question what you believed?
Not. I don't remember the exact specific question, but the biggest one was, why do I believe in a God? And which kind of led me into thoughts. And I'm quite a critical person myself, so I started talking to myself a lot. Why do I believe in a ghost? Why do I believe in astrology? And then kind of dominoes fall away. So I used to think I was critical, but now I think I've become slightly better in my own judgment of things, and I always think, what if I could be wrong? But the biggest one was, why do you believe in a God, essentially?
Right. Yeah, and I find that you go either one of two ways. Like if you're a hardcore believer, then you can obviously you'll come up with all sorts of excuses as to why you believe. But if you do want to think critically about why you believe things, then yeah, that question can be quite unavoidable, really. And when you're questioning your own beliefs and stuff like that, so you know, think to yourself, why do I believe this stuff? Like, why?
Yeah.
Can I
Hi.
explain why?
Like,
Yes, can and make it
even if
sound reasonable.
Even if I have like the tinglies inside when I get to hearing some Kirk Franklin, can I explain the tinglies, or is it just tinglies? Okay, it's just tinglies. All right. Well, then you gotta let it
it's
go.
just tinglies. There are multiple ways to achieve those tinglies as well.
It's just good music. That's what I was liking. It was good. It was a good production quality.
Right.
No fucking God. It was just the fucking beat was slamming, man. You hear that shit?
I have a question for you two guys, actually.
Oh shit! He's turning the tables.
Damn it! I wasn't prepared for this.
You'll get full marks from me if you just say what you feel. But
okay.
The question, as we were talking, it came to my mind is there are some concepts which are just clear in your mind, but you can't really say it properly. For example, I could say that there is no God because of XYZ reason, but I'm not able to explain it to the other person because I know that person and I know how they're going to interpret that situation.
Right.
How do you get around that?
You have to give them a situation.
Okay.
So that it's that situation, not their situation.
Okay.
I usually try to stay away from, whenever I talk to people about any kind of contentious, debate worthy kind of thing, I try to stay away from people's personal stuff, because people will have like trauma buried in there that if you try to go at it rationally with an argument, then you unlock the trauma bomb and you didn't mean to. And it's like, you're a terrible person. Why would you say that? This is what atheists do. And it's like, I didn't know that part. So yeah, keep their lives out of it. What about you, Neil?
I would agree with that for sure. But maybe, I guess it depends on what you mean when you're talking to someone. Are you attempting to get them to question why they believe what they believe, or?
Let's say it's my best friend, right? And he believes in a God. He doesn't ram his religion to me, which is fine. But sometimes we land into these awkward conversations. And like on my birthday, they came and say happy birthday. He knows that I've got a YouTube channel and I do this stuff, but it's just built into their language. And then they say like, God bless you and stuff. I want to say like, dude, you know about this, but why do you keep saying that to me? Because I just want to explain to them, just like how me saying God sucks affects you, then it's annoying to me as well a little bit when you keep saying God bless you. It sounds like
it's like, if I'm being annoyed, allow me to annoy you in return. But I don't but you're cognizant of it, you know what I mean? Like, you're aware of the situation in its totality and you're trying to do something in an advocating kind of way. They're just gonna defend themselves. You know what I mean? Like they're too close to it, so that it's like when you tell people, oh, well, if you think Trump is a good person, then I think you're a bad person. Like, why do you have to make everything about politics? I was like, no, I just think he's a bad guy. And if you like him, like, it's attached, their political parties
reflects on you.
It gets attached to their personality, and they feel it's part of their identity. So then if you attack part of their identity, you're ultimately attacking me, and you don't like me, and you just don't like me, and you're using this to come at me. They'll make a million excuses, but I'd like kind of like how you got out of it. Asking them to do experiments wouldn't kill them. Like, just don't pray for a week. You see what happens. See if anything's different. Like, I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you, and you don't pray for you, and then let's see what happens. I mean, I think, and especially coming from you, since you're so analytical about things, they might respect that, because that sounds like you're genuinely trying to address them as opposed to trying to beat them up for bonus points.
Sweet. Oh, that's good to know. I like to exchange these ideas, so everybody thinks differently, and it's just always good to learn from each other.
You're better than me. I don't even talk to people. People try to talk to me, I just put headphones in and walk away. I can't hear you. Sorry.
Anyway, so I'll give you an answer too, which a lot is he mentioned as well there. I think if somebody's just saying things like, what they're used to saying, like things like God bless you and stuff like that, then just don't just whatever, like, doesn't really matter, because you don't believe and they know you don't believe. Now, a lot of times it just comes as a natural response for them to say something like that. And I think you can tell the difference between that and a derogatory version of that. Like, probably the tone of their voice will disclose some of that as well. So if it doesn't sound like it's being a poke at you or a dig or something like that, then just water off a duck's back.
Okay.
But if it comes through as, did you just say that to provoke me? Then been provoked, then you can take it there. And then you can say something like, listen, I don't believe. So saying something like that is a waste of your own time and breath. So save it for people that are believers, and you can wish those kinds of things on them. For me, it's just, all right, well, have yourself a great day. That's all you really need to say for me.
Or say goodbye. You just mean goodbye. You're just adding words. Typical English speakers adding words.
It's like the "I'll pray for you" thing. Well, great. I'll talk to my cat for you. Expect the same results, kind of thing, right?
I'll tell Dexter all about this.
yeah.
No, it won't. He does.
It won't be the same result. You can see the cat while you're talking to it.
Yeah, that's right. Because Dexter actually has ears.
That's right.
It'll do something. It might not be what you want.
Dexter can actually perceive the information that's being sent to him.
When someone says "God bless you," I say, "Bite your tongue." From Tons of Mice, right there. There you go.
He snaps back, "Bite your tongue," very quickly.
You just have one tongue, so I can't really bite it all the time.
No, but so you wouldn't be able to speak very well after that either.
Yeah.
All right. I see that we've got about 17 people in the chat here. Welcome, everybody. Slap that like button below. I only see it so far. So.
Yeah, how many we at?
Well, man, help out the algorithms.
Yeah, pump us up, y'all. Pump us up in front of so we can get other people, so we can get some more atheists to deconvert.
Other newcomers
to deconvert.
Oh, well, let's
Yes. More people like Raj, when he was scrolling through the YouTube stuff, they'll find this channel as well. And it's really the point of this is to help people understand that deconverting is fine. And it's normal for a lot of people, and there are a lot of other folks out there that have their back as well. So,
yeah, the other thing about liking and hitting the algorithm is, and I'm all for it, because you would see this conversation happen. I've seen so many times Neil's channel, and I'm like, that dude is just speaking my mind, or that girl is the exact same. I just had the same thought. Just relating to people and knowing that you're not alone. Because for me, it was like, fuck, I'm the only one. Who else believes in this shit or don't believe in it?
Right.
It was really hard to find the community. So these online resources really help. And because these atheist versus atheist conversations are generally calmer, I've seen some people actually listen to it, the theists listen to it. Because I don't think we're trying to be nasty sometimes.
Some people definitely are trying to be nasty, and we try to calm those people down because it just makes recruiting material for the other side, and that's kind of antithetical to the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, the way I think of the theist is some of them are actually victims, just like me, how I was, because I've just been told this over and over again. It's not my fault that was told to me. I just happened to be in that situation. And so many others are like that as well. So me trying to understand, and that's why whenever someone is religious, I respect them for who they are. But when they're talking about religious stuff and they're, putting it in someone else's throat, then that's the problem. And that's when I want to have a conversation with them. Just like my dad. He doesn't go out and say you should believe in Hinduism, or he doesn't even care he just say bow down to the God, do some nice things, help people out, so I don't need to have this conversation with him. But unless some people who are killing people in India because they're smuggling cows, that's the word actually, and then they just beat the crap out of them, just on the intuition that they might be smuggling a cow. I
They
mean,
don't even need the actual evidence. They just heard they were, and they go after them, or what?
they heard that it's a Muslim dude, and then they just went after it.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So you can't even like have butchered meat.
You can butcher a meat as long as it's chicken. But if that's a beef, man, it's not worth it. It's not worth your life.
So if I'm in India, I could like get like a cheeseburger anywhere.
You can get a cheeseburger, comes with a potato patty. With cheese.
What about goat
way.
meat? I thought goat meat was okay.
Yeah, goat meat is okay. It's just the cow is a sacred
Right,
animal.
the cow is sacred. I've had
Yeah.
goat burger before, and it's actually fine. It tastes good, actually.
Yeah.
You sure it wasn't bad? Never mind. I'll see myself out.
I had some of that the other day at the Greek restaurant. Lamb souvlaki.
Yeah. No, I would not even ask anyone, have you tried a beef burger? Or if I have a foreign friend who comes to India, I'm like, just have fucking vegetarian food, man. Just enjoy the scenery.
Right. You're not going to be here forever.
Some vegetarian food is really fucking good, so I don't have issues with that anyways.
Oh, in India, there is so much variety of vegetarian food that you actually can turn vegetarian easily. It's not that hard. I've heard in the foreign.
Let's not get carried away.
Got a lot of years of meat indoctrination up here. I don't know.
I'll never give up bacon. Sorry.
Yeah, in the foreign shows that I watch, the vegetarian food, according to them, is just salad. Or eggplant or aubergine.
Yeah, no, there's more to it than that. There's lots of stuff.
It's just a uncooked squash on a plate. They're like, here you go, vegetarian dinner. It's like, no.
Yeah,
butternut squash is awesome.
My wife just bought one of those.
Those things are so good.
I don't eat that stuff.
Oh, brown sugar. Oh, hell yeah, buddy.
Just give me some green stuff. Maybe a couple of red or orange things.
Green on Oh well, maybe.
No, it's yellow all the way through, and you gotta bake it. There's all these steps. It's supposed to be fresh. I don't want to cook. I don't want to cook vegetables. I just want to eat them. That's the whole point, right?
All right.
It's faster.
Yeah, if you don't want it, you don't have to eat it.
Like potatoes, you just bite into them like an apple. Easier.
No. Ew. Yeah, you get that fucking gluey, pasty fucking thing in your mouth for the rest of the day. No thanks.
I wonder if anyone's ever
you could lick the wall after that and put up posters, okay? Like fuck that.
Eating a raw potato.
There would be an asshole on the internet who actually did it.
Someone's done it, so I got to see.
Progress only agrees with me, Mikey. No.
Why I eat raw sweet potatoes? This dude's weird.
The goat wants to know what I ever did to me, or what they ever did to me. Well, you were there. The butcher caught you, and you ended up on my plate. That's about it. What can I tell you?
It's your own damn fault for being so delicious.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, it shouldn't be so tasty if you don't want to get eaten.
Raj, I got to ask you: are you available to stick around for a little bit more for an after party and meet some of the other fine folks in our community?
Yes, that'd be awesome. I just need a minute just to adjust my mask.
Yeah,
sure.
And I can jump in back to the same one, is it?
Yeah, no, it'll be a different link, which I'll give to you via
cool.
X there. X, they call it. Like, come on.
Elon, in the starting...
X, for fuck's sakes.
In the starting, you said you can reach Raj's X, and the link is below. And I was thinking, I don't want you to see my X.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Don't talk to her. Don't talk to her. She's a liar. Everything she tells you is not true.
She's actually a very nice person. We just want.
Yeah, that's it. It's just the jokes for you.
We're compatible.
I'm just gotta still say it. Most of my exes are cool, but all of you are crazy when I talk about it. You just know about it.
I live with one of them.
My exes?
My roommate now. No, my exes. You silly fucking.
And it's all good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we'd been friends ever since. This was the 80s when we dated. So after a short spell afterwards, we kind of didn't communicate. And then after that, it was like, yeah, we're much better as friends. So, and now we're roommates.
Very, very mature.
Yeah, we're all old. Callback joke.
Yeah. You'll
That's
see
good.
probably more of it in the after party because all you'll be here. I fucking love that makes me laugh every time.
That's going on a t-shirt.
Canadian bacon toolsmith, by the way, is back bacon. Just FYI.
Sure it
It's
is.
not side bacon, it's back bacon.
It's ham.
It's not ham. Well,
It's ham.
I mean, technically any pork is a ham, really, if you think about it.
Oh, speaking of food in countries with crazy religions, did you hear about that girl in Bali got prisoned for 2 years for eating pork in Indonesia?
I could believe that would have happened.
I'm like, dude, y'all gotta relax, man. Food is food, okay? Don't nobody care about your individual God. Motherfuckers is hungry. Shit smells good. Motherfuckers want to eat it. That's natural. I don't care what your book says. Food that smells good. When the food has the little smell wave lines, and it comes and grabs you by the nostrils. And
because it's a little
you just floating through
the old apple pie on the windowsill in the cartoons thing.
That's not their fault. Food is supposed to taste good. That's why we made it.
Yeah.
How can food tasting good be a sin? Tell me. Tell me.
Well, in India, they don't tell you. They just get rid of you.
They just take you out.
Just start kicking. Kick first, tell later.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. After getting rid of you, they might be telling you. It's just you can't receive the message.
What is the name of the sport in India where everyone's like covered in clay and punching the shit out of each other?
Oh, covered in clay.
It's like sandy clay thing. People are like rolling and tussling and slapping on the chest. It's very violent.
I don't know exactly, but the description that you've given me is called, I think there's a sport called kabaddi where they are in their underwear or shorts. Yeah. And there's like 5 dudes on each side and they have to touch another dude and get back to their corner. Is that what you're saying?
Kabaddi. Yeah, kabaddi.
Kabaddi.
Yeah, kabaddi.
Yes.
Kabaddi.
So
I'll pass.
It was getting buck wild over there.
No, I just hate sand. Sand gets everywhere.
I'm amazed by your Google skills. You typed that in Google and you got that answer. If I would have typed that, then it
my Google foo is second to none.
Google foo.
I'm like fucking Neo over here. I move like they do.
Here comes misinformation.
Ooh, what's it? Misinformation? Is she single?
All right. Yeah. Well, I think we can cut this one off and then just get into an after party. We do take a bit of a break between the two shows, guys, so you can go and have a bio break, grab a snack or whatever the hell you want. There is a link below to it. So if you just want to hang out in the chat, you're welcome to do that. If you want to join Raj and Mikey and me, let this guy know, because I generally don't respond until I'm actually back ready to go. So you can hit Mikey up and he'll get you a link. He says right there at Mikey Famine over there on the X channel. If you're not on X, you can hit me to like us on Facebook and stuff too. So yeah.
My shit's open.
Get into that. But Raj, man, thank you so much for being our guest tonight. It was a pleasure having you on, sir.
Yeah,
it was my pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me. I love talking to fellow atheists.
Yeah, it's always a good time.
You seem like a cool dude.
Oh yes.
No, I'm hot.
Well, we can't tell. You're wearing a mask, Raj. Come on.
Maybe hot enough to eat the sun.
Got my heat from the Hanuman.
Yeah.
Hanuman rules.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. Also, thanks to everyone out there in the chat. You guys make the experience here. You lost it. You ran away.
There it is.
Cheese. It's always great having you guys in the chat and interacting with you and stuff like that over here on YouTube and on Twitch as well. Also, thanks to our members and our patrons. You guys are awesome. You're simply amazing. And if you'd like to become either one of those, there are ways to do so. Obviously, you hit the membership thing, or you can become a patron, which is linked below as well, or one-time donations as well. I think I have my PayPal there as well. But all the money that we raise on the show, for at least until I decide otherwise. There you go. Check that out. Whoops. There we go.
Thank you.
all the money for now is going to Mikey, because children aren't cheap, and I do okay even without it. So
every day she eats.
I know. What is that? You feed them, they just keep coming back for more.
And they keep growing.
I know. And that means they're going to eat more.
She grew 4 inches in 6 months.
Sounds about like me these days. Anyway,
I wish I could say that about me.
we won't go there, though. Nobody wants to go there anymore. Anyway, so
here we are.
Yes. We're going to get into the after party, so there's a link below if you want to hang out. And until then, guys, like I always say at the end of the interview part, like the late, great Christopher Hitchens once said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Cheers. Thank you.
What's untangled?